talking about. This kind of thing. And I want to move her from point A to point B. I'm going to grab him, let's go, like that kind of thing, yeah? So we know what happens if we get moved from point A to point B, right? About as dead as fried chicken. We don't want that. So we can't let that happen. And, you know, when we do knife defenses, people are always like, she should just run. Okay. Run, Steph. You can't run from here. There's no run. And run, you're gonna get cut. You're gonna die tired. Your chance to run is if you saw me coming here. That was your chance to run.
And you still might be in a little trouble.
And you might be in a little trouble. If I'm faster than you, you're fucked.
If I got the knife, you're dead.
Yeah, right. So running, while I understand why they say run. People tell you run because yes, the danger is obvious being in a knife, right? But look, the best way not to be in a fight or survive a fight is don't be in one. So run. Yes, but what if that's taken away from you? What if I'm knife guy and I'm between Shy and the exit? Where's she gonna run? There's nowhere to go. She has to deal with you. Right? So it's either gonna be a live knife attack or a pending knife attack. Now pending is what we're talking about here. So come here, please. I'm gonna invert the knife the other way. Good. We always talk about the knife being on this side, right? So pretty comfortable doing these sort of defenses here. Because it's pretty clear what directional path we have to go, okay? Yeah. Obviously, if the knife's on this side of my throat, obviously I can't do anything in panic and do this, right? So I have two directions I could go. Well, one, I could try and go up or back towards him, which, if he's stronger than me, now we're in bench press position right now, and now this is gonna be a strength competition, at least for this moment in time. I don't want that. Here is good. But on this side, I can't go this way. I'm gonna cut myself. So which way do I gotta go? This way, right? Now, traditional Krav Maga methodology is to use what they call a cavalier, or what we would call a wrist lock. For me, I've never liked this defense, the traditional methodology. I've never liked it because too many things can go wrong. It's too fine of a motor skill. Even though this is probably the easier of the wrist locks to do with thumbs to the back of the hand, the problem with this wrist lock is most people mess this up, is that they actually end up supporting the very wrist that they're trying to manipulate. What I mean by that is, you see where my hand is right now on Deontay's wrist? When I put my thumbs to the back of his wrist, it doesn't hurt him as bad because my wrist is now supporting his wrist, or my hand is supporting his wrist. So where I really want to be is to slide down here and do this. The problem is there's so much stress right now. That's a fine motor skill, and I don't trust fine motor skills under stress, right? So I want a gross motor skill. So what other things do we have in Krav Maga that we can use? Well, we have the pluck, right? From the choke, from the pluck. But if I just pluck and leave this here, Deontay pulls his hand down, I get cut on the way out. That's no good. But the pluck removed the threat, right? And it is something that we used before, so I like that. So how do I stop him from pulling his arm back? Check his elbow. Pull back. Pull back. With very little effort, I can stop it. Now, I realize what happens. He's got what?
Gets rid of his other
got the hand. So how do I stop him from punching me? How do I stop him from hitting me here? I hit his ass first. That's why, right? I hit his ass first. I drill his knee. Now I'm going to come here to get to this position. And if you've wrestled before, this is a modified arm drag. That's all it is. Underhook, under, over, win a drag. That's it. I realize he still has his arm free. But even if he's hitting me and punching me from here, I'm giving him knees from here, who's got the better shot? Me. Plus, I have his arm isolated. Make sense? His chest pulls arm away now. I have pretty good isolation. For you guys that are smaller, you may feel like, you know what, I gotta be here. The only thing on this, guys, is I don't want to end up in this position relative to Deontay. So I'm gonna keep that arm. If I feel him starting to kind of turn that corner, I turn. Right? You see I'm still constantly trying to move to this pocket, get in his pockets, get in his pockets, get in his pockets. It's no different than fighting. This is a terrible situation to be in, but the only thing worse than that is what they do to you afterwards. So again, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna 1, 2. That's all we're gonna do. Look. Nice and close.
The headbutt coming in too.
Absolutely, in the headbutt coming in. I'm trying to get him right with the back of this. Right there. Just to get his head to do what? Yep. See what happens to his arm? As his head goes back from there, look, arm's easier to control. And now I'm shooting knee, down an elbow here, beat down. We'll get there. Grab a knife, penny knife, we're gonna go 1 and 2. I'll come by and check you guys' grips and I'll switch everybody. So